I made a movie on an airplane, with a blindfold, in uncomfortable situations, and with every common cliche. In the last year, I've been on a mission to stretch my filmmaking skills in the most extreme ways possible, and here are the 4 funniest and hardest ones. And every single one gets better than the last. Sit back, relax, grab some food, and let's find out how I made a film 4,000 feet up in the sky. 4,000 feet?
Do you think I could make a movie on an airplane? Sorry.
I mean, you're literally in a metal tube 30,000 feet in the air. There's so many interesting stories you can tell. Another YouTuber, Isaac Carlton, actually made the same video, but he did it in an enclosed business class suite.
I'm doing this in a regular economy seat and I'm probably disturbing a bunch of people right now. My flight to the US lands in 8 hours, so I have until then to film, script, and edit this entire thing.
Our first order of business is to start scripting the movie. I opened up my scripting platform and just started writing random things down. Working in the seat is actually quite difficult because of how squashed everything is, but I managed. And yeah, that's how I'm getting these shots. The plot I came up with in the end is actually quite funny. I'm watching the Hulk and suddenly my entire body starts turning green. But the stakes are high because I'm inside an airplane.
This is every single shot I'm recording for this film.
There's 14 different shots and the locations are either going to be in my seat or the bathroom so I don't disturb anyone too much.
Okay, well there's only one thing left to do.
Because they didn't have the Hulk movie, I opened up Avengers on my flight TV. It took me way too long to find the scene I wanted though.
Perfect.
I then grabbed my camera and started recording the first few shots. Then disaster struck. The flight attendant started handing out the meals to everyone, which meant soon people would be flocking to the bathrooms. So I needed to finish these shots as fast as I humanly can.
That's such a cool shot. Now let's go to the bathroom before anyone else does.
So I took my camera, leaped past my dad, and went inside. Welcome to the bathroom. It was really small inside, so I literally had to hold my camera for every shot instead of putting it on the tripod. But the results are definitely worth it, I promise. The links I go to for these videos.
You know, these are actually looking so good.
Okay, let's finish this. I did a couple more ones in and out of my seat, and then finally, there's 6 hours left and we've just finished filming the whole thing. But the next part's definitely the hardest thing to do, using VFX to turn myself green. Like, how do I even do that? Like, actually how? So I plugged the memory card into my laptop, put on my headphones, and got to work. I first put all the different shots together in my editing software. All the audio sounded like this, so I couldn't use any sound. I then did the thing I dreaded the most, which was actually so much easier than I thought. I just selected my skin color and dragged it towards the green part of the color wheel. But then how am I supposed to make only my hand here green and not my entire face? The answer is going to another platform, hand selecting my fingers there and bringing it back and changing the color. Boom!
Marvel actually needs to hire me.
These shots were turning out so much better than I thought they would. In terms of music, I didn't have Wi-Fi, but I did have a folder full of random sound effects to use. So then after messing around with them, changing the color, and adding way too many impact sound effects, well, that was quite fun. Next up is I made a movie blindfolded, which was one of the most terrifying but most hilarious things I've ever filmed. Vision. Oh, sorry. Vision. Over 8 billion of us see the world this way. It's the whole basis of the $300 billion movie-making industry. I mean, it's literally called a visual art. But what if you literally couldn't see anything? Do you see where this is going? From the moment I press record, I'm gonna be blindfolded the entire time and all I'm gonna see is black. So how am I gonna know if anything I'm filming is remotely good? How am I gonna know what I'm filming? I don't. After my attempt, whatever I'll make, I'll have to show you at the end of this video. Let's start scripting. This is the worst idea for a video I've ever had. Okay, we need to think of a film script that won't be too impossible to film under my conditions. So you might be wondering, Caius, why are you doing this? So that whenever anyone asks, I can literally say I can make a movie with my eyes closed. I'm joking. The main thing I have to stay away from here is the use of close-ups, because if the camera has such a small hitbox, there's a chance I might just not film the thing I wanted to altogether. Also, my brother Karsten is acting in this film, but because he's not blindfolded, the one rule is that he cannot interfere with any of my camera work. Okay, I'm finished with the script and it's dumb fun, you see at the end. But the thing that's worrying me so much is there's a maneuver in the end that's almost impossible to do. An extreme close-up of Karsten shaking his face. Clearly this was stressing me out a lot, so I decided to spend some time getting used to working on my camera blind. This is so much harder than I thought. Camera, okay. Which direction do I point at? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna feel the camera, wait. Camera turn on. Is it on? Is the camera on? I'm like 50% sure you guys are in the frame. I just realized I have no way to change any settings when I'm actually doing this. I'll put it all in auto in the actual thing. Okay, this was hard. I had my lens cap on. I also just wrote out all 15 shots I'm gonna film with Karsten later today. And you might be wondering, Kais, if you're so scared of close-ups, why did you put 6 of them in this film? Look, they just serve the story so well, I can't help myself. It's gonna be a rough day filming. So after prepping my props, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Karsten Boone!
I just woke up from a nap.
Karsten, I think it's finally time for this to come on. Give me like a really cinematic shot. Now this entire production relies on you recording this behind the scenes. We had just an hour to finish all these shots, so let's start with the first one with you on the couch. Okay, Karsten, can I get you to sit down? Is this good?
Very terrible. You can see my ear.
So we just kept on pushing through until we got it.
We had a long, tedious process getting this thing on the watch, but we finally did it.
Yay! Okay, film.
We're going to the kitchen to film the pouring for the drink. Look at this man go.
Can you help me out with this? I'm in agony. This is. Could you go and I want a close up of you pouring yourself some milk. I'm filming up.
I'm filming right now. I just started pouring the milk. Alright, again. On minutes.
3, 10 minutes.
Film it, not 10 minutes.
And this technically broke the rules, but Karsten had to help me get my camera in the right place.
Stop.
I don't know. Okay.
We only have 20 minutes left, right? Just move forward, guys. You're right in the right direction.
This is terrifying.
Medium dolly shot. Of course, suddenly his expression changes and he runs off right.
Stop right at my camera and then look shocked.
Move it to the couch.
During playback, I relied on my muscle memory to work out the camera software, which sometimes caused some issues.
Why does it keep skipping to the last 10 seconds? Bro, you started recording again.
We then filmed our 7th shot, and I guess we all started getting tired. We were minutes away from having to finish, so we really had to pick up the pace.
Yeah, I don't know what I feel about this. Anyways.
Wait, pan to me. This is the worst idea for a video I've ever had. Is it in focus?
No, it's not good.
I was seriously contemplating whether just to cut my losses and end the challenge now. I mean, all our footage was so messy, it would be such a pain to edit.
Bro, stop.
Then I remember I did promise at the start that I'll show you whatever I make at the end, so I know I did have to make it good.
Okay.
And before we knew it, we had already gone to our last shot, which is going to be the most complex one yet. Catch it. Karsten had to keep spitting on my legs for 6 separate takes. Karsten and I somehow turned something I was dreading into the funniest thing I've ever recorded.
Rah!
But eventually we got there. This sucks. But we're not done yet with this process. Editing is either gonna make this film amazing or something completely confusing and horrible. Let's take out the footage and start working on it. This footage is all just a little bit out of focus, which is annoying. Yeah, some parts are a little bit shaky, but we can work with it. I really underestimated just how messy these shots were. I mean, I'm the one to blame for casting my own brother, but the whole thing was just a blur of us laughing. But don't worry, I'll make it work, and by the time this progress bar goes full, the video will play. After putting together the first initial cut, I polished the film and actually made it cinematic. But to be honest, I did a lot of that before I finished the rough cut because they were just the funnest to do. I also recorded some extra sound because the camera audio wasn't good enough. Okay, it's been a couple hours and I finally finished editing the film. You see, I ended up making it a lot more dramatic than it needed to be. So let's go watch this together with my brother and see once and for all if I managed to make a movie with my eyes closed. Okay, Carson, are you ready to watch this?
Oh yeah, let's see this.
We won't waste any further time.
These sounds. Ew.
What did you do? That's the end. That's the end.
That was pretty well executed. Though I feel like the angles were kind of.
I was blindfolded. I literally had my eyes closed the whole time. I think it was a little bit too kind of intense. It was very dramatic, but I think the best part was just honestly making it be. So it's good. Nice doing business with you. Okay, next up is I made a movie in uncomfortable situations where I went all around Hong Kong transport and got so many stares from random people. This is a good watch. I just wrote a movie script involving a train, a ferry, and 6 other destinations taking me all across the city of Hong Kong. I have the day to go and film every single shot in public without embarrassing myself in front of hundreds of people. I do have to note I'm replacing my Sony camera with an iPhone so I don't get kicked out of public transport when we get there. This video ends up being single-handedly the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had to do. Starting with my apartment elevator. Okay, well some may argue that this is technically not the public, but don't worry, each location gets progressively more crowdier as we go on, ending somewhere that gets over 100,000 visitors a day. The film is about a chase all across the city, and this part is super important to the plot. You'll see at the end. Our second level is the AIA Carnival. This place is a lot more packed at night, but you know, there's a reason this is level 2 of 8. There's a bunch of runners going past me right now, and I've come here just to do one really funny shot. So I went ahead and set up my tripod in front of everyone and got to work. The most awkward part of this process is just me having to repeat my lines over and over again. Over and over again. But our next location has literally 5 times as many people. The Star Ferry. It's one of the cultural landmarks of Hong Kong and a focal point in every harbor photo you see. And it'll also be a focal point in our film. Let's head inside. Okay, the boat's arriving in about a minute. We have 4 shots to film, most of which is just me dramatically running. The great thing about the ferry was that it was a touristy area, meaning it didn't raise too many eyebrows for me to be filming that much. Okay, we're just about to land and I finished all my shots. Let's go to... It's getting harder and harder, the tram. To be honest, this is the first segment I'm filming, so I'm actually really terrified. Everyone around me is thinking I'm just recording a TikTok or something. So I got to the station and quickly filmed a few more shots. Here's even more running. It's gonna get a bit repetitive. And then I got onto the bus. Warning, you're about to see the worst video clip ever taken. We have about 5 minutes until our next stop. Let's start filming. The Ding Ding system was founded in 1904 and cost literally $3 Hong Kong to ride. Something quite annoying was that the bus shaking made the tripod very unstable, but I held it down and we made do. Now on to one of the biggest malls in the world. IFC, where they filmed one of the Batman movies and formerly the tallest building in Hong Kong. Obviously this is indoors, so I have to be a lot quieter to not be too much of a distraction. I did see a couple security officers pass there, so I just hope they don't stop me from recording. The scene required me to get some Fanta, which was definitely not an excuse to go to McDonald's. I then set up my tripod just at the roof of the building. I'm gonna film some really stunning shots. Then suddenly, what I dreaded the most, a security guard started staring at me.
Stand, careful with the stand. Stop now, use the stand, please.
Is it? Okay, thank you. He was just asking if my tripod was okay because it was a bit flimsy. I knew it was only a matter of time until the guard would come up again, so I finished my shots as rapidly as possible. I'm gonna run and throw this into the trash can, so I only have one shot to make sure it works. And just as I did that, the same guard appeared out of nowhere and started calling someone on the spot. So I hurriedly left before he kicked me out. We're now gonna go to what's probably the most socially worrying place to film in. We're at literally the world's #1 rated train station, the MTR. It's fast, it's reliable and clean, but that's why there's also so many people walking by. And let me tell you, this was beyond painful to film. I had like 20 people staring at me at the exact same time. And this is level 6. Wait until we get to the end. Actually, I can't spoil it, but you're gonna see in a minute. I then tried to act like a clueless tourist taking videos of everything. This is just one of the best shots I've ever filmed, full stop. I used the 30 seconds where nobody was around to film my close-ups, but then a random guy would just show up out of the corner. Time for my magnum opus. It wasn't even for the film, it was for the thumbnail. Okay, we're done with all our shots here. Let's go to our penultimate location. Up next is basically an MTR on steroids. It's bigger, has a longer route, and takes us to one of the busiest places in the world. Yes, it's less people, but our next spot will definitely make up for that. And look how cool it is. I then did something pretty irresponsible when I left the train carriage just to film myself running back in. Okay, we've just taken off and there's literally nobody in my cabin. I'm gonna use this precious time before the next stop to film all the shots I need. And as the people started rolling in, I rolled the camera. Wow, look at that. Let me know if I should make a separate I made a movie on a train video. I just realized I'm at 2%. Not exaggerating, 2%. The one shoot where I didn't use my camera, I was about to lose my ability to film. Did we really film in 7 places all around Hong Kong just to lose power in the finale? Our second level is the AIA Carnival. Okay, we're just about to land. Everyone around is thinking I'm just recording a TikTok. 5 minutes until our next stop. Obviously, this is indoors. I had like 20 people staring. Up next is basically an MTR on steroids. And as the train stopped, I knew this was gonna be difficult. Yep, there we go, 0%. So there I was, by myself at the airport at about 5 p.m. with no forms of communication. I first tried to see if there were any power banks I could rent before realizing you needed your phone to pay online with it. I was literally wandering aimlessly for 10 minutes until I managed to convince someone at the counter to let me borrow their charger. There would actually be no video if I didn't manage to do that. Okay, we're back. But we're at Hong Kong International Airport, obviously one of the busiest places in the world. People come here from tens of countries every day. The climax of our action film is gonna be here, so let's get filming. I was still just at 10%, so I did have to conserve my battery while filming. Every other time I've been here, I've been so occupied with travel that I never bothered to realize how stunning the place was. And for our final shot... Well, thanks, I guess. Well, okay. I guess we're done filming. But we're not done yet. I still had to film the first scene back at home and then start editing. With hundreds and hundreds of clips, honestly, this process was a little bit messy. And after hours of work, check out the film. Hello?
Caius, I left it at home.
When's your flight leaving?
12 sharp.
I'll be there.
Be quick.
slowing down.
The next stop is Reading Road.
Hello?
Clears.
Doors opening.
Karsten, I'm so sorry. I wasn't able to get it to you.
I don't even have a flight right now.
What?
I just want to make you make a movie in public.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Subscribe, viewers, for more videos like these, and punch that bell.
You heard him. Yeah, I was pretty proud coming up with that one. And last but definitely not least, I made a movie with every common cliche to prove my brother wrong about them. Cliches are the worst thing a movie can have. They are those overused movie tropes that make everything predictable and boring. At least that's what my brother says. He hates anything that's not original. But I think there's a reason why certain tropes are used all the time. Every film I've made in the last 5 years has someone waking up. Training montage, explosion, car malfunction. Today I'm proving my brother wrong by making a film with every single cliche I know. Will this be the cringiest thing I've ever made, or will my brother finally understand where I'm coming from? So I spent the last few hours trying to find every movie cliche on the internet, and I came up with a list of 15 of the dumbest and most absurd ones. And I have to put all of these in a single 2-minute film. So I quickly got to work Frankensteining every single piece together. Honestly, cramming all those ideas into the film was a lot easier than I thought it would be. But I was very lucky because I managed to think of a killer idea about some guy trying to hunt his friend down. You see at the end, it's basically a really bad Mission Impossible film with no budget. And with my thirst to prove Karsten wrong in mind, we're gonna have to do some preparation. So we need 10 props for this project. One of them's literally illegal, so we have to use AI. 6 of them are just items found around the house, but 3 of them we're gonna make right now. These first 2 props were just handwritten notes, which were both very easy to make. But the third one required a lot more brain power. The classic cool detective board. I have no idea how to make that. So I went on a desperate search around the house and found some red string to start us off. I then went on this website full of fake faces to use as suspects. I also printed out a bunch of fake news sites to sell the illusion. Did I break it? Okay. I mean, it's not even that full, but doesn't this look so psychotic? I can't wait to film the scene. Enough stalling. Let's start with cliche 1. The mysterious stranger who gives the hero a clue, like in every martial arts film you see. And look at this view. There's no better place to do it. So with my mom on camera, I filmed a shot from an earlier part of the script we haven't filmed, then cast my dad as the mysterious stranger. Action. Here's a cool close-up we did.
And after getting a few other angles of the scene, we called this one a day. The film only gets more action-packed and crazy as we go on to our next one. We're now at the car park where we're gonna be doing 2 cliches in one scene. We're first gonna do one of my favorite ones, running into the car and then the vehicle won't start. I'll be honest, I have no idea how this car works. I just got some establishing shots for the car park and the car. Let's figure out how to control this thing. So with the mirror acting as a light, I finished filming and moved on to cliche 3. We're gonna speedrun this. We're doing a training montage running to a mountain. I spent time taking a bunch of really strenuous shots. And to be honest, some of them were a bit weird, like, what is that? But it's only getting crazier from here. Let's film cliche 4 with waking up late. So I changed into my pajamas and set up my tripod for yet another waking up scene. I've done many similar waking up scenes in my other movies, but I managed to get a lot of creative shots for this one. Time for the quickly suiting up cliche, which is gonna involve a lot of close-ups. Look, I'm moving up so it looks like the camera's going down because obviously I don't have a cameraman. And just as we're in the bathroom, we're doing another cliche, talking to yourself in the mirror. And this just required a little bit of trial and error. This brings us to the podium, where it's 5 p.m. and we have half an hour until sunset. The ending has a bunch of cliches, starting with the villain monologue, which is so famous it's not even a cliche anymore. As well as the hero, I'm playing my own villain, so this is gonna be a bit complicated. I first had to record all the shots with the hero in it, and after recording the villain shots, put them together with the magic of editing. While the villain speaks, he's supposed to be circling me, the hero. I'm just gonna have to heavily imply it with my eye movements. The night lights just turned on, and our last cliche here is probably the dumbest out of all of them, running away from an explosion for literally no reason. So with no actual explosives, I resorted to running and creating it with the help of generative AI. Let's move on to one of the most exciting ones. Now we're finally doing the detective board ones, and I'm gonna use these lights to make everything look cinematic. So after shutting down every single other light source in my room, I was ready to film. I took a bunch of extreme close-ups of the map. Now for a really complex shot, I have to cross out these characters while slowly panning the camera. I decided to ditch the really clumsy tripod, and after a few tries, we got it. By then, Karsten was eagerly waiting to see if he was right, so we gotta move on. But now we're gonna do finding the mysterious message, which basically causes this entire film. Opening the shoe cupboard, I was able to get a lot of cool shots by using the shoes themselves as a tripod. And for our final shot, the one you clicked for, it was all a dream. In many ways, this was similar to the first waking up shot. I even managed to get this really cool dolly zoom. But we're not done yet. Editing this high energy short was a whole other beast in itself. And I crammed in a couple last minute cliches that you see in the final thing. But for now, let's finally see if cliches are boring. Okay, Karsten, you ready for this?
Oh yes, I'm ready to see that I'm right.
But
You're wrong. What is that haircut?
you can do this, guys.
Game begin.
Oh wow, look at those.
You know how much work that
Those
does?
strings.
Bingo.
Dang. Whoa! Whoa, we got the hero training arc!
I've been expecting you.
Come on, bro, I only have like a minute until my interview. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Oh,
You really
dude.
think I stole your shoes without knowing you needed it? Think you're the only person trying to find a job today? That's why I never liked you, Caius. You arrogant fool. This economy ain't big enough for the two of us.
Bro, spaghetti western.
Yo, explosion! The interview was a dream.
Why is it free day though? What is free?
No, like there's no interview because like the job economy should be bad. So you think I failed? I cliches remain. to be
Yeah, it was a fun watch. It was just very bad. We aren't making it for content from 2021.
Okay, maybe I do have to focus more on like originality and technique. Okay, thank you so much for going on this long journey with me. If you'd like any more videos from me, please consider subscribing. But in the meantime, check out this more serious film I made that I'm really proud of, this Christmas one.